This is Saturday Salvation for December the 27th, 2025, here on Following Him, the Disciple Life. Let's take a moment to consider Romans 6, beginning in verse 1, going through verse 4. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Certainly not. How shall we who died to sin live any longer in it? Or do you not know that as many of us as were baptized into Christ Jesus were baptized into his death? Therefore, we were buried with him through baptism into death, that just as Christ was raised from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we also should walk in newness of life. Newness of life. People are going to be, at least some of them, going to be considering newness of life with resolutions and a new year. And maybe you have, but maybe you're kind of assuming, it's going to be the same as it was last year. Start something, won't finish. That's not what discipleship in the Christ is about. And that's definitely not what salvation in him is about, which, of course, those two concepts go hand in hand. His disciples are saved in him. If you put on Christ in baptism, making contact with his death, being raised with him in baptism, essentially making contact with the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ at baptism, then you're to be walking in newness of life. Those things that have been in your life, those sins that you're like, this year, I've got to get that stuff out of my life. You're right, you do. When it comes to sin, shall you continue in it that grace may abound? Certainly not. If you died to sin, how would you live in it? Why would you be continuing in that sin? You put on Christ at baptism. He was raised from the dead by the glory of the Father, and he died no more. We too should walk. So we have a choice we need to be making. Should walk in newness of life. This year, this coming year, you've got to make the changes you need to make. I'm not just talking about like eating better or getting in better shape. Yes, that could be part of stewardship of your body, which can be part of your service and your faithfulness to God. But those things that are damaging you spiritually, that could lead you astray and could lead you away, it needs to be done. And if with this discussion about being baptized into Christ, if that doesn't sound familiar, and you say, wait a second, I don't think I've done that, or I haven't done that, or I'm not sure if I've done that, we got some stuff to consider then, don't we? Because as many of us as were baptized into Christ Jesus were baptized into his death. So some things to consider there. If you got any questions, by any means, don't hesitate to ask, to reach out in comments or via message. I'll do my best to get to you or respond as soon as I can. You have a great rest of the day, a great Saturday, and shalom.